use.
Welcome back to Tennessee Football Classics Vintage Orange. In 1970, rookie head coach, 28-year-old Bill Battle, pulled off a remarkable 11-1 season. But could he duplicate that or better that in 1971? Tennessee had the nucleus back on defense. Linebacker Jackie Walker returned, as did All-America free safety Bobby Majors. On offense, Tennessee had Kurt Watson back at running back, but what about quarterback? Bobby Scott had graduated, and as it turns out, before the season was over, Tennessee had to use 4 quarterbacks that season. Here's how things went in 1971. John Ward narrates the highlights.
1971. For Tennessee football fans, it was the year of the unusual. The year when the unknown players suddenly hogged the headlines. The year when the unique, the unbelievable play became commonplace. 1971, a different kind of football year.
The most memorable triumphs in life are those that are hardest to achieve. Victories that come easily are soon forgotten. Success that comes only after struggle is success that lives on and on.
To hundreds of thousands of Tennessee fans, the 1971 Vols' struggle to success became a week-by-week crusade that grew in intensity as the team sought to manufacture some different way of winning each game, as second, third, even fourth-string players suddenly took their place in the spotlight. When it was over, 1971 really proved what Tennessee football tradition is all about. Tennessee is different. The Big Orange, its fans, the time-honored fact that at Tennessee, every player gets his chance to play, to contribute to the biggest single activity in the state. And it all begins with that spine-tingling moment when it's football time in Tennessee. '71, the year of the offensive defense, had its climax at Knoxville as Tennessee played host to undefeated, untied, number 5 in America, Penn State. A record crowd was on hand at Neyland Stadium for the December 4th game with the Nittany Lions. It was Major's Day, and before the game, the crowd applauded Tennessee's first family of football. And Bob, last of 3 Majors brothers to play for Tennessee, responded with a spectacular performance. Here he takes the game's opening kickoff and races upfield 54 yards. Later, in the second quarter, Bobby Majors moves from his goal line behind Steve Chansey's block. Evades one tackler, shakes off another, avoids a collision here, before finally being stopped after a 59-yard return. The Vols are playing this game without Kurt Watson, who, injured the week before, watches a promising pair of sophomore runners in the backfield. Here it's Steve Chansey of Knoxville, veering over right guard and rambling for a 31-yard gain. Then it's Bill Rudder of Winchester, who powers up the middle for 27 yards. But the play that broke open this final game early fittingly came from the offensive defense and featured a jarring Jackie Walker tackle, this fumble, this Conrad Graham catch, then this move to break clear and race 75 yards for a Tennessee touchdown. And then the inevitable end zone tackle by linebacker Ray Nettles. The Vols suddenly own a 7-0 lead, and everybody's happy, especially Winston-Salem's Conrad Graham, who said,
"Well, it was just an option play. Jackie broke through the line, hit the quarterback, and he knocked it out, and I was just there to get it. And it was just a great feeling."
Penn State, trying to even the score early in the second quarter, has to settle for a field goal as the Vols defense stops the running game. That's Carl Johnson, who gets quarterback Huffnagel's attention, and Ken Lambert, who gets credit for the tackle, -7. The Vol defense hands the ball over to the offense in scoring position with this second quarter interception by David Allen of Athens, Georgia.
I don't think that the quarterback saw me. I just came in and got it from the outside in. It was real fun, and I just cut to the outside, and if I'd have got one more block, I think I'd have scored.
But the score came later on a run by fullback Bill Rudder. Tackle Joe Balthrop of Clarksville describes the line blocking for Rudder's score.
They were down in tight, and they were kind of telling us where they were going. Well, it was an 83 power. That's where it's run off right on the tail of Bill and I. The back hit the hole just right, and it clicked, and we got another 7 points, which is good.
Rudder's touchdown gave Tennessee a 14-3 lead, and the defense added another 6 points less than 30 seconds later, as Penn State was forced to punt from its own end zone to Bobby Majors. Here are Majors' post-game comments about the 49-yard touchdown return.
Well, the only thing I did was just catch the ball, and I started towards the wall, and that was all I had to do because they picked them up great when I got behind the wall. The only thing I had to do was have to run, and the last man, I just stepped over him right there at about the 2-yard line. And the only thing I had to do was just glide right along.
George Hunt stretched the Vol lead to 24-3 with a third quarter field goal, set up by this 43-yard pass from quarterback Jim Maxwell to Savannah's split end Joe Thompson. While contributing directly to 21 of Tennessee's 24 points, the defense shackled the Penn State offense throughout the game. This time, it's Claude Simonton of Covington, who drops the quarterback for an 11-yard loss. It remained for Jackie Walker to drive the final nail in the Penn State coffin. His interception was followed by a quick sprint through the late afternoon shadows of Neyland Stadium and into the end zone. Maxwell was the fourth quarterback to start a game for the Vols in 1971. The others had their moments of glory too, including Phil Pierce, number 17, who got the starting call when 2 other quarterbacks went down with injuries before the Florida game. Virtually untried, Pierce, a senior from Athens, Tennessee, stepped into the breach before a wildly cheering capacity crowd at Florida Field. At night, in white, and overcame it all. The Vols got an early 6-0 lead with 2 field goals. Then Pierce set up the first touchdown with this 35-yard run. The Vol touchdown was scored by Kurt Watson on this 8-yard burst behind excellent blocking. But fired up Florida struck back quickly for 13 tying points, and the Gators had the Vols on the ropes when this punt and a penalty backed Tennessee up to its 1-foot line. The momentum was with the Gators. Adversity stared Pierce in the eye, as here he opens the long march downfield with this wedge to the 4. Then it's Haskell standback for 8 yards and a key first down, a bit of breathing room. Then Pierce was involved in 7 straight plays. Here it's 3rd down 8, and he passes complete to Emmon Love for 18 yards and a first down at the Vol 46. Pierce passes again, this time to tight end Sonny Leach for 15 yards and a first down at the Gator 20. And then Pierce culminates a 99 2/3 yard drive with this touchdown pass to Stan Trott of Montgomery, Alabama. Tennessee 20, Florida 13.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May.
I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way? My girl.
Nothing sounds as good as a Little Debbie snack.
My girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl, my girl.
Little Debbie, unwrap a smile.
I've spent my whole life in a hurry, watching time disappear. No more. From now on, I'm treating time as an asset. I'm not going to spend it. I'm going to invest it in things that really matter. My bank has got to respect that.
The next week against Georgia Tech at Neyland Stadium, the offensive defense strikes quickly as Eddie Brown of Guild, Tennessee, recovers the fumble on the first play from scrimmage at the Tech 26. A more established star, the Crossville Comet Kurt Watson, moves the balls to pay dirt. First, with this 7-yard sweep. Then, behind the devastating blocking of the ball offensive line, Watson bursts up the middle, shakes off a would-be tackler, and romps 19 yards. Tennessee leads Georgia Tech 7-0. Later in the game, Watson breaks Hall of Famer Beatty Feathers' 38-year-old rushing record. Watson became the all-time ball rushing leader with this 11-yard run, and Tennessee beats Tech 10-6. The Vols are now 3-1. Even in their loss to Alabama, there were high moments for the Vols. Trailing 6-0, quarterback Dennis Chadwick from Atlanta connects on an important third down pass to Nashville senior George Silvey for 9 yards to the Bama 29. Next, a bit of scrambling and a zipping 23-yard pass to senior tight end Gary Thyler of Louisville, Kentucky, puts the Vols deep in Alabama territory. Kurt Watson scores from 4 yards away, and Tennessee leads the Tide 7-6. After falling behind 22-7, it's Chadwick in the limelight again. This time on a fourth period do-or-die 57-yard pass to Emin Love, the sophomore from Oak Ridge. And moments later, Watson bulls across from the 10-yard line to cut the gap to 22-15. The Vol defense holds on the next series, but this last-minute try for a first down by Haskell Standback, injured in this game and lost for the season, is ruled short, and Alabama wins. The Vols are 3-2 and struggling as they make their annual trek to Memphis, this time to play Mississippi State. After this miraculous 51-yard field goal by George Hunt gives the Vols a 3-0 lead, the offensive defense comes to center stage. As linebacker Jackie Walker intercepts a state pass in the third period and streaks 42 yards for the Vols' only touchdown in a 10-7 squeaker over the Bulldogs. Chapter 1 of the big story of 1971 began in the second quarter when number 16, Jim Maxwell, went in as the relief quarterback. His many days playing the role of opposing quarterbacks on the practice field had established a reputation. Good throw, no run. And Maxwell let fly on his first play, a long pass to Silvey that is barely jarred loose deep in state territory. Good throw, no run, they said. But on the next play, Maxwell ran 10 yards, and in 2 fleeting plays, a star was born. Just one of the unknowns who stood in the wings until their moment. Maxwell was in his first start as the Vols played Tulsa, and the offense came alive. Tailback, fullback, now wingback George Silvey sweeps left end on this 41-yard reverse to set up a score. then the quarterback who can't run runs the final 5. And the Vols set sail on a 38-3 win over the Hurricanes, who earlier had beaten Arkansas. Along the way, other unsung heroes popped up to hog the headlines. Art Reynolds, a non-scholarship linebacker from Cincinnati, sets up a Vol TD as he lowers the boom on this kickoff return. Sophomores David Campbell from Nashville joining the pass rush here, and Ken Lambert from Jacksonville, who stopped this screen pass for -5, were typical of the Vol defenders. But the most unsung of them all won his moment of glory in the 4th quarter, when this Tulsa pass was tipped and intercepted by Gordon Turnage of Thomasville, North Carolina, who breaks a tackle, gets a block from Knoxville's Tim Towns at the 45, another block further downfield, then eludes a pursuer at the 10, and Turnage adds his name to the list of Vols who were stars in the struggle to success. 1971, the year of the unusual. The Tennessee tradition of defensive football was established years ago in the Neyland era. His philosophy was to force the other team into mistakes. And the 1971 Vols, with many plays such as this, played in the best Neyland tradition throughout the season. Remember the quick kick, one of the favorite weapons in the Neyland arsenal. Locked in a fierce 0-0 struggle with South Carolina and backed up to their own 9-yard line, the Vols remembered. It was resurrected by Steve Chansey, who boomed it 66 yards out of bounds at the Carolina 25. It was the first time sophomore Chansey had ever punted in high school or college. He talks about the play.
Well, it's Coach Battle's idea. We started working with it about 3 weeks ago, and Coach Battle called the play today, and it worked out real well. We thought we might run it, you know, since it was wet and everything. It might help us in our field position situation.
Less than 5 minutes after his quick kick, it was Chansey who powered through the middle of the line for the Vols' first touchdown and a 7-0 halftime lead over the Gamecocks. Enter the offensive defense. Bob Majors intercepts, and his 36-yard return sets up the second Vol TD. Tennessee's record-holding rusher, Kurt Watson, sweeps right in for the score and a 14-0 lead. The Vols build the advantage to 21-3, and then lightning strikes twice. First, this interception by Eddie Brown, sophomore safety, who races 76 yards, and the Vols lead 28-3. The Vols and the fans go slightly wild as the defense scores once more. Just seconds later, the same thing happens, only this time the interception is by Dyersburg's Danny Jeffries, and he returns the ball 86 yards as Tennessee nails down a 35-3 win over South Carolina. The Vols' record is now 6-2.
All these CDs have to go, so we're giving them away. They're top-of-the-line editions of brand-name software, Home Depot, Webster's Encyclopedia, Rand McNally, and the American Medical Association, just to name a few. Just pay the $6.95 shipping, and we'll send you $100 in great-name software. Learn secrets of the Home Depot pros, wallpapering, plumbing, carpentry, tile, insulation, and more. Then create your own home on your PC, add walls, carpets, a new addition, and see it in a 3D walkthrough. Create printable maps of anywhere in North America, and try restaurants, hotels, and sightseeing stops along the way. Remember, this is free. How about researching almost anything? History, maps, nature, science, geography, and more. How about free medical help, medical emergencies, CPR, drug facts, burns, fractures, cuts, bruises, and essential information for any family. And we're giving it away. And if you call right now, we'll throw in a great $30 typing tutorial. That makes almost $150 worth of software free.
Call 1-800-434-5230.
3 o'clock.
The American Clothing Company is 99 years new. Get the looks you want, the name brands you like, the largest selection of suits and sport coats, plus custom-tailored suits by John H. Daniel. And price? You'll never pay retail. Come celebrate our grand opening and save. Take an extra $99 off every designer suit and sport coat. Find grand opening specials throughout our brand new store. Suiting Knoxville's best-dressed men since 1904, the American Clothing Company. It's where you get that suit and a whole lot more. Between Classy Lady and Carol's Hallmark, across from Westtown Mall.
So what do you want to do tonight?
You want to run a movie?
Sounds good. Whose turn is it?
I got it last time. It's your turn.
Fine. This one good?
Sure.
Okay.
Rent a movie from your couch. Hit movies every half hour. Another way Comcast digital cable makes life a little cooler.
Site of many historic games, the site of spoiler wins by Kentucky on the brown turf of Stoll Field in late November. But few Tennessee-Kentucky games featured the drama and the unusual character of the 1971 match. Tennessee's offensive defense turned a Kentucky drive around with this fierce lick by Walker, causing a cat fumble, which is recovered by Simonton. Quarterback Maxwell then engineered a 74-yard drive, climaxed by this brilliant 26-yard run by senior Kurt Watson. And the Vols lead Kentucky 7-0. Maxwell, the unknown, who by now has a vast Blue Max fan club, showed his passing prowess in the next drive. First with this 15-yard completion to Joe Thompson. Another 15-yarder to Thompson moved the ball to the Wildcat 48. And the big play, this wild Maxwell scramble, and a cool 23-yard completion to wingback George Sylvie, carrying to the Wildcat 21. 4 plays later, the Blue Max blasted through the line behind Galen Hill for a touchdown, and Tennessee led at halftime 14-0. The Vols prevailed on this 4th down play, but in the tradition of Tennessee-Kentucky games, the Wildcats came back strong in the second half, cutting the lead to 14-7, and appeared en route to a possible winning touchdown when the Vol defense pulled one of its most unusual offensive plays of the year. Kentucky, 2nd and 6 at the Vol 9. Boom. Palatka, Florida's Carl Johnson intercepts this pitch out. That's right, pitch out. And rambles 87 yards, not only stopping the drive, but clinching the Vol victory. His escort for the final 50, fellow end Ken Lambert. And the touchdown ends with the customary tackle by Ray Nettles and swarm of Big Orange players. The Vols beat Kentucky 21-7, and the record is 7-2. They never quit was never proved better than in the traditional game with Vanderbilt in Knoxville. The inspired Commodores led 7-0 through 3 quarters when the Vols, deep in their own territory, struggled to success. 3rd down 12. Maxwell connects on this long pass to Joe Thompson. A crucial catch and run. A 33-yard gain. A vital 1st down for the Vols. The play sets up this tying touchdown pass from Maxwell to Sonny Leach of Raleigh, North Carolina. Tennessee 7, Vanderbilt 7. And then, moments later, as was so often true in 1971, George Hunt put the go-ahead point on the scoreboard. This time, a 39-yard field goal, which the holder, Maxwell, signals good, 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 good. And the Vols lead Vanderbilt 10-7. But but it still remained for this game's unsung hero to earn his niche. Reserve end Anthony Edwards of Kingsport is the man whose determined surge dumped the Vandy quarterback for a safety. The Vols use yet another way to score and win 19-7. For the 7th consecutive season, Tennessee has won 8 or more games, the only team in major college football to maintain this record. And for the 7th straight year, the Vols accepted a bowl bid, this time for a return trip to Memphis, the Magic City on the Mississippi, for a Liberty Bowl match with Arkansas, a dream game that resulted in the heaviest ticket demand in bowl history. Tennessee's first period scoring drive got its start with this 11-yard punt return by Majors to the Vols' 45. Sophomore Steve Chansey, improving every week, makes a brilliant 9-yard run to ignite the drive. Quarterback Maxwell fades to throw on 3rd down, and intended receiver George Sylvie is interfered with, so the Vols have it 1st and 10 at the Arkansas 24. The year of the unusual, yes. And on the next play, fullback Rudder throws the first college pass of his career, complete to Emmon Love at the 2. Then sophomore Rudder rams through behind the key block of Sylvie for a 7-0 Vol lead over Arkansas. And Big Orange Country, West Tennessee style, comes to life. But Arkansas comes back with a touchdown and 2 field goals and leads 13-7 late in the 4th quarter. The sands of time seem to finally have run out on the comeback Vols, when suddenly the offensive defense turns it around. With less than 3 minutes to go, Arkansas completes a 3rd down screen pass. Then a fumble, and tackle Carl Witherspoon, Knoxville Jr., recovers. The Vols are still 39 yards away, and time is fading fast when the Blue Max, starting quarterback in 6 straight Vol victories, connects with tight end Gary Thyler for 19 yards and a 1st down at the Hog 17. The Crossville Comet, Kurt Watson, a doubtful player because of his injury, crowns a record-smashing career with a sensational 17-yard run behind blocks by Thyler and Love. And the Vols' struggle to success is capped with victory seconds later, as the same star who started the scoring in '71, George Hunt, kicks out of Maxwell's hold, and Tennessee wins the Liberty Bowl 14-13.
The entire team showed courage, character, confidence, not only to win the game, but to achieve an unforgettable identity for Big Orange fans to cherish and remember.
Bill Battle got his coaching career at Tennessee off to a flying start. His first 2 teams went 21-3 overall and won 2 bowl games, the Sugar Bowl and the Liberty Bowl. The '71 team, by the way, was captained by a player who later went on to make his mark in another way in Tennessee football history. Philip Fulmer was the captain of that '71 team, and later, of course, went on to be Tennessee's head coach and lead the Volunteers to the national championship in 1998. That's this edition of Vintage Orange. I'm Bob Kessling of the Ball Network. Tennessee Football Classics, Vintage Orange, is brought to you by First Tennessee Bank, the official bank of the Vols, by State Farm Insurance and the more than 400 State Farm agents in Tennessee who support volunteer football. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. By Ford and your Tennessee Ford dealers, where you'll find quality people, quality products throughout Tennessee. And by Budweiser. Choosing a designated driver is always a good game plan.